Happy Friday! Happy Friday! Today is the 13th of March 2026. It's Friday the 13th. Oh my goodness. Do you know what they think about 13th of Friday or Friday the 13th? They said it's, oh well, I'd rather not say it because we create our own destiny. We create our own blessing. We create our own luck, right? By the power of our minds. So we attract towards what we think of. If we think positive, then we are attracting positive. If we're thinking kabastusan, then we are attracting kabastusan. If we're thinking negative, then we are attracting negativity. So I have been contemplating and thinking about sharing to you my story, because even though I am not on the spotlight, I felt like things has to be cleared, things has to be said, um, kasi there's a lot of innuendos, there's a lot of um, brows that was raised, at marami ring mga questions left and right. So I am taking this opportunity to talk about, to talk about myself, because ayoko na makialam sa ibang sa buhay ng ibang tao. I'll talk about myself, the things that I've gone through, what I'm going through, and the things that I am dreaming of, So, anyway, let me talk to you about my past marriage. Uh, our marriage lasted for, when did I get married? It was 2018, right? 2018 was the 10th of August, 2018. I got married on the 10th of August, 2018, and then the divorce was officially completed on the 12th of October of 2022. So I'm going to count, so 2018, it's the year, and then so we're going to count 2019 as the first year. So 2019, 2020, 21, 22. So it's 4 years of marriage if you're gonna look at it. So 4 years officially, but the divorce was actually processed in 2022. So all in all, we've been together 3 years. So 3 taon din kami nagsama ng dati kong asawa. So it was 3 years that we've been together, and then that was you know that was a good memorable marriage. A lot of ups and downs, lots of, it's a roller coaster marriage. And for the most part, the reason why is because of immaturity on my part, different expectations toward each other, past past traumas, whatever, so many things um that we weren't expecting that we're going to experience in our marriage. We both have an adjustment. We did have the adjustment disorder, if you want to call it, because I'm going to I am not going to be ashamed of telling you that, yeah, I had an adjustment disorder. It was a hard time for me adjusting to the new country, to the new lifestyle, to the new environment, and being married. So there's a lot of things that I had to adjust to. It's like having an eating disorder. You used to eat a Filipino diet, and suddenly you travel to a foreign land and you eat something different. So you're gonna have diarrhea. That's a very bad way of putting it into an example, so please don't mind me. I'm just trying to find something to give you an example about it. But anyway, so how was my marriage? At the time, I met my ex-husband when I was 24. I was very young. I was 24 and he was 54. And I got married when I was 27. I celebrated my 27th birthday in Florida. So we had how many years of dating long distance. So we dated 20 mga 2-3 taon din kami nag long distance relationship. Although hindi naman siya yung solid years, kasi there were times that it's on and off then, but he still decided to bring me to the state, for us to build a life together, live happily ever after sana. But anyway, hindi kami masyado nagkasundo, maybe because of age difference, maybe because of different expectations. My ex-husband would always say we're both an alpha. He's an alpha, I'm also an alpha. I'm not a self-proclaimed alpha, but most of my workmates would say I am a type A person, that I always make sure that I always meet the expectations of what required when it comes to performance at work. So that is something that I was very proud of. But anyway, di ba pinagsasabi ko? Anyway, so yun na nga. So we were looked at as a type A husband and wife, or an alpha. His birth order, my ex-husband, he's the youngest among four. He's the youngest, and he's also the only boy. So he has 3 older sister, and he's the youngest. So siya yung bunso. And I, on the other hand, I am the eldest among 4 siblings. So I am the eldest, I'm the panganay, and I also have 3 younger brothers. Well, they're not really too young because our age gap isn't that much of a gap, you know. So yun, so can you imagine that he is the youngest among 4 children, and I am the eldest among 4 children of my parents. So magkaiba yung order namin. So if you're gonna look at the psychology of it, the youngest normally are the one that's being nurtured by the elder siblings, while the eldest, on the other hand, they're the one who nurtured the younger siblings. So magkaiba. So I am expecting to nurture, I am expected to, to be a role model towards my brothers, while he is expected to be the baby of the family, right? So yun na nga, I think that's one of the reason why we had conflict of personality. He thinks differently, and I think differently too. Before I knew him, I really don't think too much about being sentimental towards things. I mean, I can be. There are things that I find very very sentimental, while my ex-husband is very sentimental. He likes to, he think about things with value to it. Like, for example, maybe a piece of candy wrapper, sometimes he would put it on the shelf. Why? I don't consider him as a hoarder. He's more of like someone who very sentimental. Yun na nga yung word na it's the perfect word that I can use to describe him. He's very sentimental. The reason why he used to keep it is because there's a memory attached to it. It's probably when we talk over the phone. It could be especially that we were celebrating that he was eating that candy. So I was like, okay, why not keep it as a remembrance that was the day that we talked, And my ex-husband would randomly pick flowers from the garden. He would randomly pick flowers from the store. So that's the kind of guy he is. He's very sweet. Sometimes we would go for a drive. Whenever he would go to gas station, and when he would come home with, a flower. He would come home with a piece of flower, a rose, and he've done that consistently. And to be honest with you, I don't know why I was so blind with all the things that he've done for me. Instead, I look into things that I probably shouldn't think as a big deal in the first place. It's because of my immaturity. I was very immature at the time. I was blinded with insecurity because I was far away from home. I don't really have a lot of people that I can talk to. I don't have my group of friends that I can visit. And for the most part, I was just at home and working, stay at home, clean the house, do the garden, take pictures, be an influencer because I have my social media and I like reviewing items, and you know it's like some sort of an extra curricular activities that I've done before. Extracurricular activities, oh my god, I don't think that's the right word, but anyway. So yun na nga. So our marriage, it's a mix. Looking at it now with maturity, I'd say that if there is something that I fail to do, I fail to see the sweetness and the goodness of my ex-husband. Instead, I'd rather look into the things that I don't have and the things that he didn't do for me. Mark isn't the kind of person who is there for you, who is emotionally there for you. I felt like I was emotionally abandoned when I needed him the most. When I first got into the US, I expected him to help me adjust to the culture, adjust to the new living in Florida. And he did a great job of doing that too. He was working at Target before, and he's also managing a small company at home. So I was helping him, and he was taking me to different real estate companies. He likes taking pictures of me. He likes taking pictures of me all the time. He likes to take pictures of me. I feel like he's overly promoting me, like I'm the face of his company. He's helping me to be the face of Myler International Group. That's the name of the company. He would take a picture of me. He would teach me how to talk, like, what do you call this, to do the presentation at real estate companies. I wasn't really good at it because I was very shy. I would do the introduction at first to introduce him to the realtors, but for the most part, I was just looking at him presenting and everything. So he likes he likes showing me to his friends. He likes showing off that this is my young beautiful wife, my young beautiful Filipino wife. And I felt like sometimes I felt very uncomfortable. I felt like it feels uncomfortable, but looking at it now with confidence, I was like, yeah, he was probably bragging about me. But noon, hindi ko naisip yan. Sabi ko, oh my god, maybe you're making me, maybe you are overly advertising me to the point that medyo nababastusan na ako. That's what I thought before. Na maybe you're overly promoting me to this realtor, na you're using my face to be the face of your company. I thought it was wrong at the time. But looking at it now with confidence, I was like, yeah, he thought I was beautiful. He thought I had it, He thought that I have a beautiful face. That's why he was so proud of me. I never thought about that before. I thought about it so negatively. I thought about it that he was just showing me off, he was just showing me off, but he was emotionally neglecting me. That I don't really want it to be seen. I don't really want it to take a lot of pictures and then show me off and put me on the flyers. And he even promised that he will put my face on the billboard. That was his promise to me. Sabi ko, ang taas naman ang tingin nito sa akin. Ang gandang-ganda naman ito sa akin talaga. Hindi ako nagjo-joke. Promise. My face is on his flyer. We would go to different, real estate company, and then he would send the flyers to different, business clients from all over the world. Can you believe it? Yung mukha ni ate mo, ang ganda, 'di ba? Oh, hindi ako nagbibiro. And then he promised, he said that one day, ang dami niyang pangarap. He said, one day, I'm gonna have your face on the billboard, and one day, I'm gonna have your face on the commercial, on the TV nga, on the TV daw. Sabi ko, wow, grabe naman to si kuya. But anyway, we had our little company, our small company. At first, when I first arrived in the US, it was really not that big. It's almost non-existent, and until I help him build a website. We created a business page. I would always I would accompany him to real estate company. It was fun. Every time we got an order, he would take me out. We would go, have fun and go to the restaurant, enjoy it. I was like, that was beautiful. I never thought about it. All I was thinking was so negative because hindi ko alam. Maybe it's because of immaturity. My expectations are different. I was expecting that we will go to Disney. Yun talaga yung pangarap ko kasi. Yun talaga yung that was my dream. I wanted to go to Disney. At hindi niya pa ako nadadala doon yung Disney World. Napaka-petty. It was so petty. It was so petty. Yung gusto ko lang, I wanted to go to Disney. I wanted to go to drive and see the trees or the lights on Christmas, which is ginagawa naman niya. He was also doing that, but every time he would take me out to places that I wanted to go to, he will give me this okay, here she go again. She wants me to drive her to Tampa. She wants me to drive her to Flamingo Garden. She wants me to take her to this and that. And he would just say, but he will do it anyway. I don't know if he was just messing with me, but it's just so annoying to me. I felt annoyed whenever he would do that. Like, if you wanted to take me in the first place, just take me there. Don't show me that face and don't show me that buntong hininga because naiinis ako. Hanggang sa I felt discouraged of asking you to take me out again. 'Di ba? Kasi palagi kang ganyan. Inaano na nga kita, ako na nga ang nag-aaya sa let's go out and enjoy the day because there's a lot of beautiful faces there to to see and to enjoy. There's a lot of gardens, ganon, which palagi naman talaga niya akong dinadala. Yun nga lang, he's always give me this okay. I was like, kulang na lang, he will roll. I said, okay, I'll take you there anyway. But every time we're there, every time we're home, he really had fun. Sabi ko, sa isip-isip ko, baka iniinis niya lang ako siguro na kunwari ayaw niyang pumunta pero gusto naman talaga. Ewan ko ba. Anyway, so yun na nga. Tapos our battles are very petty, It was very petty. At madami din there's a lot of things that I doubted. And there are things that I couldn't get out of my mind. He was telling me before that somebody sent him a message, or I don't know, somebody said a word to him that somebody warned him, that may nag-warn daw sa kanya that you have been warned. Sabi ko, may nag-warn daw sa asawa ko. Sabi niya, I remember a word that he said I was warned. Winarn daw siya, may warning daw na binigay sa kanya na ewan ko ba na hindi naman ako spoiled brat. I don't consider myself as a spoiled brat, but yun yung tingin sa akin ng dati kong asawa. He thought I was a spoiled brat, but I'm not. I really am not. Tawag dito, so yun na nga. My ex-husband would drive me to work. He would drive me to work back and forth, and he would prepare my lunch. He bought me a cute lunch bag too, yung maraming colors and everything, so girly. He bought me a lunch bag. He would prepare lunch for me, and then I also have my juice, my favorite juice that we bought from Publix, because he knew my favorite. It's like the a watermelon juice, orange juice. I felt like I'm a kindergarten though, but anyway, that's what he wants to do anyway. So he would prepare my baon to work. I love eating TV dinners. Mahilig akong magbaon ng anong pangalan nun? I forgot the name of the TV dinners that I like bringing to work. Because bihira ako magluto, I seldom cook unless there's a leftover from the Filipino market that I would go to and visit. So yun na nga, basta I love the biryani rice. Biryani rice, like chicken masala, whatever you call it, it's like the Indian food. So that's my favorite lunch that I would bring to work. And then fruits, and then juice. you know, early in the morning, he would prepare that for me, and then he would drive me to work. And bakit, sabi ko, naisip ko ngayon, why did I take that for granted? Bakit hindi ko yun naisip? My mind was poisoned, you know, my mind was polluted. I felt like someone is getting, I felt like maybe I was clouded by insecurity, too much insecurity about myself, that, you know, maybe he was overly protective of me, that even, you know, every time I would go out, he would always warn me, be careful, you know, always bring your phone with you, don't go there, you know, don't go here, don't go there. He's very protective of me, you know. He would always remind me, bring your phone with you, bring your phone with you. I was like, ano naman to, nasobrahan na ito si kuya sa kakaano sa akin. And then whenever he would work, he would ask his son to you know, maybe look for me when I'm going out for a walk sa neighborhood. I would go for a walk on our neighborhood. He would ask his son to, you know, to look for me, and you know, where is Shirley? Andon sa park, umakyat sa puno. Anyway, yun talaga yung ano, yung gusto kong gawin doon is to, I don't know, I like exploring the park, mag picture. They have a beautiful park, untouched ravine there, that it's beautiful. There's a favorite place na pinupuntahan ko doon whenever I feel sad. There's a canal there. You wouldn't think of it as canal because it's so malinis, no? Maraming mga turtles. There's a lot of turtles, and then ang dami ding there's a lot of raccoons, there's a lot of squirrels, at tuwang-tuwa talaga ako kasi wala nun sa Pilipinas. Sabi ko, oh my goodness. So palagi ako doon. I like going out for a walk, I like going out to ride my bike. So yun na nga. So that was that. And ano pa ba? What else? Because I like talking about positive, no? Ayoko na mag-isip ng mga negative. What is my relationship? How's my relationship with my ex-husband? So, you know, when things when things went south, and we were having our misunderstanding, na medyo, you know, he've seen the change on my behavior, I've seen the change on his behavior. You know, the more we spend time together, the more that he loves me, which is different naman yung nararamdaman ko, kasi yung iniisip ko, you neglected me on my first year here. I wanted you to help me adjust. I wanted you to help me get accustomed to the life here. But I don't know. Yun yung palagi kong iniisip. I keep using it against him, that you never helped me adjust. I was emotionally abandoned. I keep saying, yes, I was taken for granted. I was taken for granted, and you emotionally abandoned me. You weren't there for me when I needed you the most. I had an adjustment disorder because you didn't help me through it. Instead, you know, there's a lot of different factors that came into our marriage that I wasn't prepared of. So yun yung palagi kong sinasabi sa kanya. As far as his opinion about my family, he doesn't think negatively about my family at all. He's very supportive. Sometimes he would ask questions like, why do you like to send money to the Philippines? He would say that, but he wouldn't really make the big deal out of it, because he knew my responsibility towards my family, that I have to consistently send money to my parents and to my son Nathan. So hindi naman siya nagagalit. He's very supportive about it, in fact. Sometimes he would say words that, hey, we also have bills to take care of here, but for the most part, he's okay with it. In fact, you know, he's very supportive with me sending items to the Philippines. Alam mo yung balikbayan box, he would help me do that. We would go shop and then send it to the Philippines. He knew. He doesn't complain about it. He knew the Philippine culture, that when you go to the US and you have family in the Philippines, you send them, you send them canned goods, you send them chocolates, whatever you call it. So he is aware and he doesn't have any complaints about it. um and it is, I just find it unusual that, maybe he wanted to train me to be tough. I felt like he wants me to be dominant. Maybe when I first got there, I wasn't that strong. I was soft. I had that, that natural Filipina behavior, that I was meek. I wasn't very talkative. Whenever I was in front of his children, I didn't really talk much. I would just smile, and I really don't talk too much. I mean, I would, join the conversation but for the most part, I listen and internalize it, and suddenly, little by little, he taught me how to be dominant, how to be an alpha, and maybe looking back at it, I wasn't really prepared about the family that he has there, that um you know um he has his past marriage, and he has his children, adult children, well, I mean, teenager kids, and I, on the other hand, hindi pa fully mature talaga. Maybe I wasn't that emotionally mature. But looking at it now, the more I think about it, the more I appreciated the good times. Marami ring bad times, but it's because of misunderstanding. I felt like there's a lot of things that I thought about when we parted ways. I thought that I was scammed. I thought that I enter a scammy marriage, that I felt like my expectations about the US is way too much. Ang taas ng expectation ko sa America. I thought it was the the Hollywood dream, the Disney. That was my expectations. But it was different. It's very different. And then, so yun na nga. So our marriage didn't work out. There's a lot of different factors that came into the picture, and he was aware of what was going on between us. We both I mean, I was very transparent with what's going on with me. I told him exactly what was going on with my heart, with my emotions. He knew he knew what I was going through, until I looked for an apartment. It was also in Florida, and then until the point came that I have to move out. I have to move to a different state. I had to move to Minnesota at the time when we were really having a hard time, when we weren't, when we were fighting, whether we're going to keep our marriage, or we're going to move forward with divorce. I was so ready to for divorce, and he was, I don't know, he was 50-50. I think he was more on the side of, let's keep the marriage and let's make it work, let's keep it, and let's work together, because he suggested marriage counseling and I refused to. He said, maybe let's do marriage counseling. And then he also, when I moved to my apartment, he wanted me to go back to our house. He said, let's, go back to the house, that's where you belong. I had my own little apartment in Florida. So, but we were officially married, but I had my little apartment there too. So anyway, so he would go to the apartment. I would say that, let's just move back to the house, that's where you belong. I think he was trying his best for us to go back together, although my mind wasn't there anymore, my heart wasn't there anymore. I was all over the place. Plus there's a lot of different factors too that affected it. My aunt in Florida, you know, I was talking to her, but she was also busy, but she did suggest that maybe go back to the Philippines, you know, maybe go back to the Philippines. And then my aunt in Minnesota said, no, don't go back, come here in Minnesota instead. Here in Minnesota, you know, you can save, you can bring your son with you. Do not give up your dreams for the son just because your marriage failed. So that's what she said. And then I was also thinking maybe I should just stay in Florida, but I was like, you know, a lot of people suggested just, you know, just move out, you know, find your north. So I went and moved to Minnesota, and then I'm going to talk to you a story about Minnesota again on a different channel. But my communication with my ex-husband wasn't that consistent when I moved to Minnesota. We were just communicating about what do you call this, our divorce. I had to send him paperwork and back and series of, you know, sending paperwork and everything until it's finally dissolved, right? So how was my ex-husband after the divorce? Well, we talked on the court hearing. We had our online hearing with the judge, and then, you know, it was a very straightforward court hearing over the, you know, over the phone. It was online, it's virtual, with the, you know, with the judge and everything. So after the hearing, we talk. It was in 2022. It was October 12, 2022. We talk. I and my ex-husband had you know, we had FaceTime. So I don't know, I was crying. I was, you know, I don't know, yung parang ang hirap pa rin tanggapin that I am not Sadowski anymore. From Shirley Sadowski, I'm now Shirley Bosa. So yun, we were FaceTime kami, and then he was showing me the garden that I planted. Yung, you know, we had a garden, and there's a favorite, I had a garden in Florida. It's a rose garden, and we also have this shrub na purple yung flower niya, and he showed it to me. Sabi ko, wow, you know, it's growing na yung garden, yung mga plants ko, it keeps growing na. Oh my god, natasha ko, naiyak talaga ako. And then he was showing me the dog too. So we have Zar. We have our dog before. His name is Zar. And he also have another dog. Ang pangalan ng dog is Guapo. So he has two dogs na. So we have he has Zar and Guapo, which is Aaron, my stepson's dog daw. Tapos Zar is Miles' dog din. So wala, naiyak lang ako. I remember our home before, our house before, na alam mo yon, ang dami din naming mga happy memories dun together. So yun na nga, after that we really don't communicate at all. We stopped talking. At hindi din ako nakipag-communicate kahit kanino taga Florida. Sometimes my aunt, we would talk, but very seldom because my aunt lives in Florida too. So yun na nga, and then when was that? So 2022, when our divorce was finalized, I had the divorce decree and the dissolution of marriage. And then fast forward to 2024, was it? Yeah, 2024. So almost 2 years after the divorce, I realized I thought about visiting my family in Florida. My grandfather, my grandfather's brother, na grandfather ko rin, parang second grandfather, I don't know how you call it, but anyway, they live in Florida too. They live close to it's like our neighbor city na ang tawag doon na doon din ako nag-stay. So parang magkalapit kami city, parang magkalapit barangay lang, ganon. So parang kapit kapit city or kapit barangay, something like that. Anyway, so yun na nga, January, it was January of 2024, I decided to go on a short vacation to Florida. So mga ilang days lang yon. I went to Florida. I stayed at my aunt, so to celebrate my grandfather's birthday. So it was Lolo Amon's birthday. we celebrated his 85th birthday in Florida. It was a lot of fun. A lot of things has changed in Florida. And I was wondering, even at the airport, I felt like they knew me already. I don't know why. You know, you have this feeling that they knew you. You know, that you would hear words like she's back. You know, that kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe they're talking about other people there, but that's what I overheard. Medyo may pagkaano talaga sa atin mo. But anyway, so yun na nga. So yun, then I stayed at my aunt's place, and then I was like, I want to go to Winter Garden. I mean, I want to go to Winter Park because that's where we used to live. So I rented a car. There at Claremont. I think it was in Claremont. I rented a car at Claremont, and then I drove to Winter Park. The city. So yun, I went to Central Park. It was my favorite place in Winter Park. There you can see Saint Margaret Mary's Church, and then may park din doon na favorite ko. So there's a fountain, then there's a rose garden. There's this beautiful rose garden na may fountain. So there's a fountain there. Maganda siya. Central Park, Winter Park, maganda doon. It's beautiful. So I went there. I drove there. I went for a walk, and then I don't know what gotten into me. I drove home. Nag-drive ako. I drove to our subdivision, to where I used to live. I don't know. I just parang hinihila lang ako na mag-drive papunta doon. It was in January of 2024. So I keep driving until wala akong planong mag-stop. I have no plan of stopping at the house. I was like, dadaanan ko lang, magdadrive lang ako. I wanna see how it looks like now, you know? I mean, andito na rin ako, why not look at the house once again and see if it's, you know, if they're still breeding and surviving and they're okay. Hindi naman yun naisip ko. Gusto ko lang na curious lang talaga ako, alam mo na. But anyway, so I drove, and then I was surprised because my ex-husband was also pulling at the driveway. Kakarating niya lang. He just came from, I don't know, maybe he was on the phone. He's pulling into the driveway, right? So, and he's on the car that we both owned. So ano tawag dito, I was driving slowly, and then he was pulling into the driveway. So andun siya, he was on the phone. You know, he was on the phone. He was driving the black Chevy car. Was it Chevy? Yeah, I think it was a black Chevy car that we have. Was it a Chevy? Yeah, I think it was a Chevy. But anyway, so that was the car that we both owned. So anyway, he was on the phone, and I was like, should I say hi? Alam mo yun, mag-hi ba ako or whatever. So I pulled the window down on the passenger seat. I stopped and I was like, Mark, you know, I called him, and he was surprised. You know, he was surprised. And I don't know what happened next. I don't know if he asked me to get out of my car and do, you know, I don't know if he asked me to get out of my car, or he just, you know, I just got out of my car and see him. But I don't know what happened next. Long story short, you know, I step out of my car, we talk, and then it feels like we're friends. You know, it feels like we never had any issue in the past. We felt like, you know, I felt like nothing happened bad between us. You know, parang, I don't know, it's weird. But anyway, we talk, you know, we talk. He showed me the house, which it really needs a lot of attention, honestly. You know, the garden is still there. And then we went to Publix, because I wanted to eat, I wanted to eat my favorite chicken at Publix. It's my favorite fried chicken, Publix. Aside from Jollibee, Publix fried chicken is to die for. And you make a gravy out of it. That's perfect. But anyway, so yeah, we went to Publix. We went to you know, we went for a drive. We went to Aloma. There's Aloma Drive. Where else? Oviedo. We drove to Oviedo, you know, and then we bought Häagen-Dazs because that's, you know, that's my favorite ice cream. Häagen-Dazs ice cream. Häagen-Dazs. And then, you know, we talk about so many things. We were laughing at every places that we would, you know, we would recognize you know, the old workplace that I used to work at before. We drove there. And yun, and we talk about, you know, pretty much about things, you know, about his company. And I talked to him about, you know, my career in Minnesota, that I love my job, I love my work and everything. And then, you know, I had a feeling that he's trying to win me back. He was talking about his, you know, his company, that, you know, and I told him, you know, yeah, I can probably help you with that. I can probably help you be successful at your businesses and everything. But I also told him that I don't want to make a promise to you that I can keep. I was very straightforward when I told him that I told him that I don't want to make any, you know, I don't want to make any promises that I can keep. And then, you know, I don't know, but maybe he's seen a hope. He's seen a little bit of hope for us to get back together at that time, na magkabalikan kami, that we will work on our business and then build a life together. But the problem is, you know, he still have his son. It was an issue for me, you know. His son is living with him and his girlfriend, and I was like, no, we need, you know, if you want us to work, our relationship to work, then let us, you know, spend, I didn't say that, it was just in my mind that I want privacy, you know. I want privacy. They're no longer minors, but I understand. That was the reason why we had a lot of conflict before, because of so many differences that we used to have. And I was just being honest, you know. I was a cool stepmom. I had a good relationship with his children. I mean, there are times that we would fight, but for the most part, I adored and loved his kids. You know, they respected me. I felt like they respected me. I just feel uncomfortable that, you know, they're living at the same house, and then, you know, they would invite friends. Medyo, I feel like out of place sometimes, you know, especially hindi naman nagkakalayo yung mga edad namin. And medyo may pagka timid talaga, alam mo yon, hindi naman masamang ugali ko, but I just want privacy and quality time with, you know, with my husband. So that was one of the reason why we didn't understand each other too, because I don't know, I have different expectations about things, and he has different expectations about things. So in other words, yun na nga, until how are we now? We're okay. When I came to the Philippines, you know, we greeted each other Merry Christmas in 2020, 2025, 2024. When I got here in the Philippines, we were talking pa. Nag-uusap pa kami. I told him about, you know, my plans about, I want to stay here in the meantime in the Philippines. And then I told him about the issue that was going through. And then ewan ko, nag-aaway din kami. We would fight every now and then kung ano nung pinagsabi niya, which is honestly, nasanay na din ako, and he probably got used to me too. So ayun, tawag dito, si kuya ngayon, I mean, I'm still seeing him online, and then every now and then he would send me heart reactions on the things that I'm posting on my stories and everything. I mean, I don't have any animosity towards him, and he doesn't have any animosity towards me either. I felt like he just think of me as, you know, as immature. But anyway, that was that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know where we're at. A lot of people are asking, a lot of people are asking me, wherever I would go to the town, how is your marriage? Where's your husband? They would ask me, where's your husband? We were already divorced 3 years ago. 3 taon na po 22, 23, 24, magpo 4 years na. It's almost 4 years, guys. Stop asking me where's your husband. It's almost 4 years that we have been divorced. They would ask me, where's your husband? No, I don't have a husband. We're over. We've been divorced for almost 4 years already. Wala na akong asawa. Divorced na ako. I was divorced. My relationship with my ex-husband were okay. I don't have any bad feelings towards him, and he doesn't have any bad feelings towards me. We remain as, I'd say, friends, because I can send him a message right now and tell him that, hey, I'm having a stomach ache right now, and he would probably say, feel better or drink medicine, So that's the kind of relationship we have. Or I can tell him that Nathan is not going to school today because, and he would say, yeah, I hope he's okay. That's the kind of guy he is. We just have a lot of, different expectations about life. Maybe I expected too much and expected too much. He wants me to be seen all the time. He overly advertised me, which honestly, looking at it now, why not? Maybe you really think I'm way too maybe sa tingin mo ang ganda-ganda ko talaga. But at the time, iba yung naramdaman ko ng mga time na yon. Feeling ko binubugaw mo ako, kuya. Which is mali. It was very wrong. So, kasi nga palagi niya akong pinipicturean, and then he would use my face on his flyer, his flyer, and he would post it at different real estate company. So yung mukha ko kung saan-saan na napunta, he would print my face with the company's name, Maller International Group, with my face. So nakapost yan kung saan-saan na iba't ibang company. So medyo mahihain lang talaga ako siguro noon. But he thinks so highly of myself. He thinks that I'm a supermodel. So okay, if you say so, okay. So I apologize to you if I think that way before. Medyo naiilang lang talaga ako ng mga time na yon. Siguro I wasn't very confident about myself, probably. That's why I really don't want to be seen. I like taking selfies, but I don't think ano ba? So anyway, yun na nga. So next time you ask me, where's your husband? Watch this video. I'm not Angelina Jolie, and he's not Brad Pitt either. I am Shirley, and his name is Mark, or Marley. The Marley love team has already ended, you guys. I don't know who are you who keep texting my ex-husband too, because my ex-husband told me before that, there's Filipino people who sent me a message about you and they're talking bad about you. Sino kaya yun? My ex-husband did not tell me, but I'm sure he will show it to me if I ask him to. If I see him again, he will probably show me the text message of whoever this person is, because he was claiming that there's someone who was sending him message. There's somebody who was sending him message about, trying to ruin me. Sabi ko, sino kaya yun? But anyway, it's not my business anyway. Maybe I'm way too fruitful kaya ako nila binabato. They will not throw stone to a tree that is not bearing fruit. So hindi sila mambabato ng isang puno na hindi namumunga. So, I told my husband, I don't care. I mean, bahala kayo dyan. Kung anong sabihin niya sa'yo, wow. Sikat na sikat sa ate girl. So anyway, yun na nga. That is my relationship with my ex-husband. So we're okay. We don't have any animosity towards each other. We are okay. We are friends. Yun. So thank you for watching, and happy Friday, you guys. Okay? Happy Friday.